Hello, everyone. In this video, we're going to go ahead and look at question number 3. It says the brain mass of a human fetus during the third trimester can be accurately estimated from the circumference by m of c equals c cubed over 100 minus 1500 divided by c, where m of c is the mass of the brain in grams and c is the circumference in centimeters of the head. A. Estimate the brain mass of a fetus that has a head circumference of 22 centimeters. By the way, anyone who knows anything about all of this, that's actually not correct. So ignore the fact that this is actually incorrect. So we'll just assume that it is and go from there. So we're going to deal with 22 centimeters here. So that means that we want to look just at the mass of the fetus, not the rate of change of the mass, just the mass. In other words, just use the function and plug in 22. That's all. So we have the mass at 22 inches would be 22 cubed divided by 100, and then minus 1500 divided by 22. And then really we just need to go type this in, and we're going to go ahead and round this probably to the nearest thousandth, but we'll see. So let's go to the calculator here. Let's type this in. Alpha y equals enter. And then that gives me 22 cubed over 100. And then minus alpha y equals enter. 1500 divided by 22. And there we go. Now it'll give us a fraction. So if we want a decimal, press math, go to number 2 and click enter, and then enter again. And there we go. So this will be 38.2981, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go ahead and just round this to the nearest thousandth. So it's 38.298. Good. Now notice that in the question, we're told that the mass is in grams. So the units here will be in grams. Circumference, of course, is in centimeters. Sorry, those are centimeters. Good deal. Alrighty, fantastic. Well, that's A. Let's look at B. Actually, this may be correct. Come to think of it, probably. So we'll go on. Letter B. Find the rate of change of the brain mass for a fetus that has a head circumference of 22 centimeters. Notice that the only difference here is we want to find the rate of change of the brain mass for a circumference of 22 centimeters. So the rate of change should tell you derivative. But before you take this derivative, we want to rewrite this a little bit. The c cubed can stay in the numerator if it wants with that denominator of 100. It's not going to hurt anything. But this c needs to go to the numerator here. And when we do that, that's going to give me m of c is equal to c cubed over 100 minus 1500, and then c to the negative 1, because I want it to go to the numerator. So I'm going to make that a c to the negative 1 there. Now, finding the derivative here, m prime of c. Notice that if I take the derivative here, just the 3 goes down in front, makes that 3c squared over 100. And then minus, well, technically plus, because negative 1 times negative 1500 is a positive 1500. And then c to the negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. And that's technically plus 1500 divided by c squared, but that's okay. Because we just want to know what is this at 22. So if I want to find m prime of 22, just plug in c to be 22 at this point. So that's 3, parentheses, 22, close parentheses, squared, divided by 100, plus 1500, parentheses, 22, close parentheses, to the negative 2 power. And that's what I'm going to go type in. So let's see what we got. Alpha y equals enter. We have 3, parentheses, 22, close parentheses, squared, over 100. and then plus this time 1500 parentheses 22 close parentheses raised to the -2 power. And there we go. Now notice that to the nearest thousandth here, the nearest milligram, that's 17.619. And there we go. Now let's go back to the notes. What are the units? Well, the units for mass are in grams per, and what are units for C? It's centimeters. So it's 17.619 grams per centimeter. And there we go. So C is asking us to interpret the answer on part B using complete sentences and correct grammar. So because the units here are grams per centimeter, and this is a positive 17.619, what this is telling me is that the mass in grams of going from 22 centimeters to 23 centimeters will increase by approximately 17.619 grams. So let's write that down. The mass will increase by 17.619 grams when going from a circumference of 22 centimeters to 23 centimeters. Now, this is an approximation, really, but it's a decent approximation. And there we go. Alrighty, there you go. That is number 3. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and I will see you in the next one for question 4. Have fun.